How you doing, guys? I'm the Bearded Devil. Welcome to my channel. Today we'll be looking at another failure. This one in particular is brought to you by the flatearth channel, Life is Short. Life is Short has been lauded and applauded by many flat earth proponents for his quote-unquote explanations for one of the banes that plague the flat earth narrative. Shit disappearing from the bottom up. I'm not going to go through his rationalizations with a fine-tooth comb at this time. That'll be done at a later date. The focus of this video has to do with an observation he performed, which he uses that as a way to validate his particular brand of excuse as to why things disappear from the bottom up. And with that said, let's take a listen to what Life is Short has to say on the matter. Then we'll take a gander at his observation and see what's what.
So, is information loss an everyday aspect of our visual horizons? Why is this occurring? Is it secondary to tangible surfaces? In other words, to our proximity to a tangible surface limits the amount of information that we're being allowed to process. So I just want you to focus on that. It may not be that the bottom of the objects disappear from being too small to see, but rather that the ground can only extend so far when we are close to it. We can only see so far along the ground. It's not so much the object itself or the bottom of the boat itself getting too small. It's the fact that you can't see that far along the ground. But it still occupies 50% of your vision.
After hearing all that, the term word salad comes to mind. As excuses go, it doesn't strike the ears as the mental meanderings of a gibbering, one-eyed, syphilitic hamster. Until you watch it more than once with a grain of intellectual skepticism. Or it could just be me. Alrighty then. Let's watch what he's pushing as his evidence to justify his aforementioned excuse.
Okay, here we are at the lake. It's a nice, clear night. Perfectly still waters. I'll put the coordinates on Google for where exactly I am across this lake, and the distance of the light height, the distance of the light height, and the iPhone height. Bye. So here we are. We're taking it at 2.5 inches just to be in the middle of the light. Here's the setup. And there I'm just barely touching the ground, touching the water. You can see the ripples just starting as the iPhone case just touches the water. There's no immersion of the camera or anything underwater.
Here it is zoomed in a still shot. Missing now. Slow motion. You can see the autofocusing occurring, and I stopped it here so you can see kind of that there appears to be basically a hard line on this frame. And again, just some more slow motion of the other times that I went up and down.
So these are the distances. So again, point 1 to point 2. I basically sat there for about 2 or 3 minutes and allowed the positioning system to identify where I was before I pinpointed each point. And that's very accurate for at least where I was. So could it be a few feet off one way or another? Sure. But roughly it's about 400 feet at least. Again, you can see the measurement of my iPhone case to the center of the camera, and it is about half an inch. And you can see that I took the 2.5 inches for the height of the light, which was being generous. I didn't do the top of the light, which the whole light disappears, but I'm just going to do the middle of the light.
That does it. The hamster's right. The earth is flat. In the video, I'm done. No, not really, not so fast. All right, let's listen to one of my favorite parts and the beginnings of the undoing of his own narrative.
So what should we be seeing if we were to be living on a globe?
Well, the short answer is that we should be seeing this entire light. There should be no loss. And so the drop essentially should be about 0.004 feet, or about 0.048 inches, or which comes out to about 1.22 millimeters. And if you know how big a millimeter is, that's extremely small. And we are definitely far more than 1.22 millimeters with that light. Furthermore, my horizon distance should be about 1,314 feet, which is well beyond the 400 feet that we were at. So by all accounts, we should be seeing this entire light the whole time.
And so there was no refraction. You could not really say that this wasn't a refraction phenomenon if you were to go back and look here at these conditions. This is across 400 feet. It's crystal clear. The water is not moving whatsoever. and the temperature is roughly the same between the water and the outside air. It was a fairly warm night, so I'm not too concerned that refraction would play almost any role in this whatsoever.
Now, for the flat earthers and the flat earth wannabes, y'all can stop the video here, safe in your belief that the excuses given by Life is Short, and pretend the rest of this particular video doesn't exist, or you can continue watching and end up having a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. The choice is yours. Everyone else, y'all enjoy the next segment. Oh, and before we move on, what was it you said again? Oh, yeah.
So what should we be seeing if we were to be living on a globe? Well, the short answer is that we should be seeing this entire light. There should be no loss.
With that little nugget in mind, the following is an observation I took earlier in the week. Enjoy. Alrighty. What we have here is an unobstructed straight line distance of 333 feet between myself and the subject of the observation. Can you guess what happened? Well, let's find out, shall we? Alright. We have 3 lights. They are 333 feet ahead of us. The camera is 1/2 inch above the ground. I'm using a tablet, so the tablet is physically on the ground. Alright. So at 333 feet, the lights do not disappear. Let's go and check the lights out and see what's what. Alright, let's go! Alright, here they are. All 3 lights. It is the same brand. Well, it's even the same color as what Life is Short used. It is. Probably not going to get good light for this. Haha, that's funny. Anyway, let's see if that shows it up. Probably not. But it's about 2.5 inches to the center of the lens. The tape itself is a 2-inch roll of tape, so there's no real shock there. The next light is roughly comparable to the light that Life is Short used, and it was on the ground. The last light is a pin light, and I just accidentally turned the camera off. Didn't want to do this uncut, but here we are. Whoops. Alright, as you can see, it's on the ground. Ooh, it's hot. But yep, 333 feet. The lights didn't disappear. Now, at this point, I'm sure a flat earther or 3 is screaming at the screen, madly giggling about how my observation was at a distance less than that of Life is Short. Well, y'all can stop the video here, wrapped in your whoopee and safe in your assumptions, or you can continue the video and descend into a state of depression as this part of your story burns to the ground. The choice is yours. Everyone else, enjoy this next segment. Here are the measurements for what all I used during my observations, in case y'all were curious. Feel free to pause the video and check it out for yourselves. We've got another unimpeded line of sight distance, but this time there was 460 feet between myself and the lights, which is 50 feet further than Life is Short's pond water ponderings. I'm sure you're sensing a trend and can probably predict what's about to not go down. So let's get on with it and roll that beautiful bean footage. Alright, you can this is 460 feet away. You can still see 3 distinct lights. They're not disappeared from the bottom up. They're not disappeared at all. So yeah, let's go check out the setup and make sure I stay consistent. There it is. That's the same damn roll of tape. This is still the same flashlight. The other flashlight is again on the ground, same flashlight. And the pin light is once again, we're still on the ground. There's nothing there. And bang. Now, I'm betting dollars to donuts there's a flat earther smashing their keyboard as we speak, attempting to reprimand me for not making my observation over water, and using that as an excuse to ignore it. Well, I hate to tell you, but according to Life is Short, the water wasn't supposed to have any effect on his observation. In fact, he went into detail on this and made it a point that is supposedly a physical impossibility, and was only used for providing an unimpeded view from one distant point to another. He also noted that refraction was not to play any part of his observation. So, the fact that I did not use water is a moot point. That being said, you can stop the video, safe in your excuses to ignore what I've said and the observations I've made, or you can continue and watch the smoldering embers and a glassy-eyed stupor that only the truly shattered experience. The choice is yours. For everyone else, you're going to love this last segment. Enjoy. Okie dokie. What we have here is an impressive 1,230 foot uninterrupted distance between myself and the lights. I'm pretty sure at this point, y'all already know what's going to happen. But for shits and giggles, let's watch it anyway. Alright, last observation. Those lights are now 1,230 feet away. We'll lower the camera down. What do you know? They're still visible. You can still see the lights. I am 1,230 feet away. Alright. This time we're gonna drive. Now, just so you know, here's the warehouse that I was at. Right? Oh, hold on. There's that warehouse. You'll see it in the screenshot. Alright. Let's see if we can do this right. We're going to reset this. We're going to switch over to metric. Right? And it should read 0.3 kilometers. It probably won't go, but you can there's those lights. Should be coming up on 3. There it goes. There are the lights. Yeah, pretty bright, aren't they? Alright. Let's get out and collect them. Alrighty. Okay. Light 1, 2, 3. Now, of course, the Life is Short light was, of course, on the roll of tape. The other light. The green one was right there. And of course, the pin light. As you can see, it was not on anything. I think I just killed it. Alright, but that was it. Alright guys, the lights did not disappear. And just for integrity's sake, so you guys can see that I'm actually still on the adjust that. As you can see, I don't know if you can see. Hold on. Get your camp with that light. You can't really see that either. Alright, nonetheless, I'm still using the pad, because there's my phone. And I'm pretty sure, let's do a selfie. That makes so much more sense, doesn't it? Let's do a selfie. Alright. There it is. Ta-da! I am on the pad. Alright guys. I'm done. I don't know what else to say, man. Well over 3 times as far as what Life is Short did. Lights are still visible. Anywho, I'm out of here. Later. That, my friends, is how to stomp a mud hole into the backside of bullshit. Now, I've no doubt that at this point, the flat earthers are experiencing a cognitive dissonance-related aneurysm, feverishly trying to come up with new excuses to hold on to the craptastic stories spread forth by the gibbering, one-eyed, syphilitic hamster known as Life is Short. For those individuals, y'all don't hesitate to leave a comment below. I do enjoy the increasingly incoherent nature of the meltdowns by flat earthers, as the narrative dies faster than they can string 2 thoughts together in that atrophied void they call a mind. It is the fun. To everyone else, y'all are awesome, and thanks for watching. I've been the Bearded Devil, and I'll see you next time.